All right, welcome back, guys. So we have the anticipated final, I guess, part to the mail order inheritance collection that I am going to be appraising. This is part 5 as of this video, and the final part. So I'm hoping I'm leaving the most interesting part of the collection here for you. We have 2 of these USPS boxes here, as you can tell. This one has 1960 to 2005 mid sets. Looks to be around this value here when it was purchased. But we have 2 boxes. The second box is not like the first. So I'm going to spoil the top box first. Obviously, you're seeing it right here. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at all the sets. We're going to see what's in there. We're going to see if we can find any of the earlier date cameo coins that could add a little bit of extra value to the collection. Just to kind of recap, we are going to be splitting up this inheritance to 4 people, equal value. So after we conclude kind of like the last of the inheritance, I'm going to show you guys a couple other videos kind of outlining what I do to make sure all the information is correct, how to research pricing for some of the items on here, and then most importantly at the very end, how to correctly, I guess, spreadsheet everything out so that way each person gets the equal share that's been kind of separated out for them. Okay, again, it's going to be split 4 ways evenly, the best I can, but this is the final part. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. Thank you again to the owners of this collection for allowing me the opportunity to not only showcase it to my audience, but also to show the process in which I do it. I don't do it like regular dealers do, but I like to kind of take my time with the process so that way it's as accurate as can possibly be. All right, so let's see, I might have to. All right, so this is the invoice here for this one. Complete set of mint sets, $895, and then there's a shipping, $15, with a grand total. And then on the back, this is actually an invoice folded in half, so it's got the sensitive information on the other side. All right, but let's go ahead and take a look and see what we have here. They're all kind of bundled up as such. So I'll take out all the bundles. I'd like to, in some way, retain everything here as one whole part of the collection, because that's important. That should be an important factor to this. All right, and we got some of the older stuff here. Ideally, I don't want to break it up, so that way it's like one person's getting 10 mint sets, another person's getting 10 mint sets, so on and so forth. All right, a little bit of a spoilage there of what's in the other box. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at everything here. It's 1970s, 1980, that's more recent. And then here's the newer stuff. And a lot of this I'm sure you guys have seen before. Again, these are all mint sets, so these are all BU uncirculated strikes. When you get into the mid-2000s, they are satin strikes. So we should have, I believe, a 2005 in here. Yeah, 2005 set, which will be satin strike coins. And they were all produced as such. So there's 2002. Bring this down a little bit. Envelope's a little worse for the wear, so I don't know. So there you go. It's kind of like what that looks like. Let's see if we can get the lighting just right here. So that's what that looks like there. Again, this is we're all too familiar with what this looks like. I mean, it looks like regular standard business strike coinage. These later sets, of course, have the golden sack dollar. And you have P and D sets. All right, so we have the Philadelphia here in the right hand. Actually, this is all Philadelphia. It's got the Statehood quarters on there. And then there's going to be another envelope with the corresponding Denver coins. And that's going to be in red. Oops, these things are slippery. All right, so there's the Denver. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. We're not going to go through all the sets, especially the later dated stuff, because you guys are pretty familiar with what those look like. But the Denvers are going to have the red, and the Statehood quarters are in this black. But these are all Denvers. All right, so there you go. What people usually do with these is that they'll buy them and they'll crack them open and send some off to grading in the hopes that they could get the top pop grades. So they all come with a certificate of authenticity from the U.S. Mint. All right, so there's that there. So we have a 2003 set as well. 2004. Let's see, let me take a look at this. I don't think these are satin strikes. They don't look like it. Yeah, these look red. I think it doesn't start till 2005, if I'm not mistaken. But these quarters look good. So those are the Philadelphias. Here's the other denominations. 2004 P. Sack dollar is kind of a tough date. When we get into the earlier dates, there are varieties that you can look out for from like the 70s? The 70s and earlier. Here's the Denvers. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, all right. So those are the Denver coins. Here's the 05. So I believe these are going to be the, oh yes. Okay, so there you go. See how much more satiny the fields are? This is what they did from 2005 to I think 2010, was that the U.S. Mint elected to prepare different dyes to produce these U.S. Mint set coins. Let me take out another one of these earlier ones so you can see the drastic difference. All right, so this here is 2004, this is 2005. You see the stark difference in quality. The satin strikes obviously have a look all their own, and these have been kind of like a popular cherry picking type of medium that people go to because these are graded on a SMS basis. So if you sent these out to PCGS or NGC and all that great stuff for grading, they'll actually notate SMS, which kind of precludes them from being a real, genuine kind of like mid-state BU coin, I suppose. That makes sense. So it wouldn't qualify necessarily for a top pop for the Business Strike registry set collectors. But yeah, these things are gorgeous. I forgot how pretty they were with this particular strike. So that's what the 05s look like and up. And then they discontinued it after 2010. So we got the P and D set there. And it doesn't necessarily add a ton of value, if any, from say a 04 to 05. We have 01s. This one's taped together or bundled together. I'm not going to unbundle that, but that's 01. Here's 2000. TOC, turn of the century. TOTC, I meant. If someone will correct me. All right, let me put this back in the little, so one of these here. Well, no, it's not working out too well. You're like, oh, you barely tried. I'll do that later. All right, so we have another set here. This looks like to be maybe 99 and earlier. Again, same thing. We're not going to necessarily go through all of them. Here's the 99. So this is going to be your first year of the Statehood Quarter Series Indies. So we got P&D bundled together. Oh boy, I forgot how plain and generic the 1998 sets were. Let's take a drive down memory lane here. Oh yeah, oh boy, look at that. The good old Eagle, Heraldic Eagle back quarters. And in case you're wondering, that's where these things come from. These tokens right here. People have actually posted this online, like on Facebook. They're like, oh, I found this token in change. What is it? But it's a mint set token, and it's P for P minted, coins in the set. And then there's going to be a corresponding Denver token as well, which is right there. So that's what all the Denver coins look like. Kind of like, and this is what collecting the mid sets in the 80s and 90s was like. It's like you saw the same crap every single year. And they put both the P and D sets in one envelope, which cut down on some of the waste and all that. But we have a 97, 96, 95, 94. Beautiful job, man, with their packaging. Look at that, 93. I mean, doesn't that get you pumped and excited? All right, and this is 92. This one right here, they actually had in a... actually, no, I thought they had it in a little cardboard doodad, but they didn't. Yeah. 92. Wow. Oh, man. I remember these things. Couldn't get rid of these things like 10, 15 years ago. It was 91, and then finally 1990 there for you. All right, well, that was stimulating, but not the best part of the whole video, of course. It's going to be a little bit of a long one, so if you guys bear with me, you're going to check out firsthand that second box. I mean, if you wanted to, I suppose you could fast forward to that, but you're going to miss out on cameo coinage, possibly, on some of those. Maybe. I don't know. Well, if they're mint sets, there's not going to be cameo, but, you guys will check out some silver. Let's see what we have. We're 70, and this one might be next. Yeah, this one's next. Let's see, 1980 could be next. So we have 1980. These, I believe, are going to have the SBAs, Susan B. Anthony's. Sure enough, they do. There you go. Yeah, so, they put, let's see, Denver and San Francisco. I forgot they had the San Francisco. I really did not forget. There's a few in there, a few SBAs. Yeah, but there you go. See if you can find some full step nickels in there. Those are still relatively relevant. There's an 81, 84. So 84 will not. You notice that we skipped 82 and 83 because they didn't make mint sets in. That's why those particular date of coins are quite scarce and high grades, because the only way you could find them was to go through circulation. Just through regular Joe Schmo rolls to find those. That's why 1983 quarter sells for like $25 in mid-state condition. There's 85, 86. I know you guys are excited to see this. That's why I'm kind of blowing through this. 87, 1988, and finally 1989 there to wrap it up. So again, I'm gonna go through and do a quick value check on these on my next video, to determine how much the market has moved on these. I know they've moved a little bit, but nothing I would say is substantial enough that's going to be crazy. Of course, we're not going to be using the price that he paid for a lot of these sets. I'm going to go ahead and put this other one back in there. And yeah, I'm not going to use what he paid on any of the mail order stuff. That wouldn't work. That wouldn't work for valuation, because there's also some incredibly more valuable coins in here. I've seen some gold, plenty of like awesome Morgan dollars, and this last box will get you guys. The two boxes combined weigh around 35 pounds. I mean, it's not light at all. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this one, and then we have the earlier dates right there behind it. So these were all in these white envelopes. All right, 1970 had the final 40% silver. This thing's like falling apart here. But as you can see, yeah, that flap is pretty much toast. But the 1970s had the Denver 40% Kennedy right there. The final 40% Kennedy that you will find. But this is your 70. And again, look through these for full split band dimes, full step, these things, among a few other things. Also look out for varieties. You can find varieties in the quarters and the Lincoln cents in here. People do it all the time. There's a 71, all right? And of course, always look for like packaging errors too, even though they're not really construed as a mint error, even though they took place at the mint. 71D DDO or FS101 is also in these. You know, again, they probably show up in about 25% of the entire run. They're not rare at all. Here's a 72. 72 Lincoln cent. I don't know if there's any DDOs you can look for in here. These, I believe, had the massive Ike dollars. All right, and you will find varieties in Ike dollars in these particular sets. The one that I like looking through is, of course, the bicentennials, which we'll get to here momentarily. There's a 74, 75. All right, so this one does have some bicentennial coinage, because obviously they didn't make a 75 quarter or any of the other ones, but they made 75 Lincoln cent, dime, and nickel. On the Ike dollars, turn it around and make sure you look for, there it is, type 1. That's the chunky block lettering on the reverse. Let's see, the Philadelphia is the most expensive, more rarer type 1. And that one is also, yeah, type 1. So we got two type 1 reverses in the bicentennials, which is nice because those coins right there by themselves are about 20 to 25 bucks a piece. I know graded goes for a lot of money, just an insane amount of money. Here's a 76. I believe they repeated the bicentennials over again. And this is the type 2. See how much skinnier the letters here on United States of America and $1 compared to the type 1. So, yeah, pretty crazy that they, back-to-back years, they produced more bicentennial. This is something that they were pushing very, very heavily. So here's the other 76. Of course, the penny, dime, nickel are all 1976 dual dates, and this one also a type 2. It's got the skinnier letters on the reverse. Not as desirable or coveted as the type 1s, because the type 1s were always garbage quality. There's a 77, 78, and then finally 79, first year of the Susan B. Anthony. So we got all those in there. If you want, I believe, what, 1980 Susan B. Anthony's, I don't know, is it 80 or 79? It's one of the two. That has the, oh, yeah, 79. It's got the filled mint mark or the clear mint mark for the Susan B. Anthony. I believe that is only the San Francisco coin. That would be a good one to find. I think you could find one that are worth raw around 20, 25 bucks as well. They used to be up there in price. They used to be a $50 bill at one time, but things have changed. All right, and then finally, we're going to look at the earlier dates. This is going to be a lot of your 90% silver and special mint sets. All right, so 69 is a 40% candy. All right, so we're not going to open that one. And another one here is 68. Ultra Cameo, looks like. No, uncirculated, that's what it means, but, you know, that's what that looks like there. In 69, you can find the really nice RPM 69D dime. I found about 6 or 7 of them during the years of searching through 69 mid sets for that. We have a 67 SMS set. These are always fun to go through. 67 is my least favorite year. There's just not as much, but you can look for cameo coins. Not really seeing anything particularly strong. The quarter looks a little bit neat. See how frosty his profile is compared to the fields. You know, things like that. So when you have these in hand, you can actually identify that pretty easily. Kennedy doesn't look too cameo, but that quarter right there looks pretty decent. And you also have some cameo frost on the reverse. Got a little cameo on the dime there on the reverse, but the obverse is pretty blah. But yeah, the quarter looks to be, you know, rather close. It's going to be a toss-up of whether or not a grader will actually assign cameo to that quarter. So just be careful. It might end up being a loser at the end of the day. They're kind of strict when it comes to the percentage of frost that's on the coin. Now this is a 66 in the box. Yeah, nothing too crazy here. No really good cameo on the quarter that I could see. $50 just looks, you know. These are kind of a hybrid between a proof and a business strike. So something to keep in mind with these when you're searching through them is that they're going to have more of a satiny appearance to them rather than something that's more proof-like. And then here's a 65. This is a SMS set. They actually put these in envelopes, or they could be in a box. So nothing terribly dashing. This is a very, very inexpensive set. 40% silver Kennedy, of course. These things are worth right around 10, 12 bucks still. The price hasn't gone up or down considerably. So here's the more spicier coins, because these are all 90% dimes, $50 and quarters all in there. 64. All right, so this is PC. So this is probably proof. Let me see something here. I'm just trying to identify whether or not this is an accented hair. Yeah, it looks like it is. Yeah, that looks like an accented hair Kennedy. It's got the broken serif eye, and you can see the actual accented hair on there. So that's kind of neat. I'll have to notate that in the... Yeah, interesting. All right, so that's the proof set 64. A little extra added bonus in there with the accented hair Kennedy, which turns that coin from being about $10 to right around 30. Here's a 63. So we have P and D Unk coins. It's kind of weird. It's got a proof set 64 and then uncirculated earlier dates. You know, that's crazy to me. But there you go. That's what that one looks like. Kind of nothing, no frills for these earlier dates, but always really fun to look through. 62, we'll skip that one. So that one has Franklin $50. This is a really worn 1961. It looks like Unk set. Let's see if we could gently take these out of here. Again, more great material to kind of search through for RPMs, that sort of thing. You never know what you're going to find in here. And probably one of my favorites is 1960. The Lincoln Cent might be a small date. It might not be. You never know. It's 1960, so this is the earliest out of the bunch. There you go. Looks like a large date. Let's see if there's an RPM there on the 60D. There is not an RPM. Bummer. But overall, just a really fun date to go through. Some of the earlier dates of nickels, you know, you could certainly try and look for full steps, although these steps on the Denver nickels are quite flat. Here's the P Mint, large date, penny. There you go. And pretty flat steps on Monticello there. All right, so that wraps up the mid sets. So yeah, we're about 26 minutes in. Let me go ahead and package these up. I'll put these on the table behind me, and then we'll go ahead and look at the other box here, which looks to be that it won't take us too long to go through. It's a very expensive, very, very expensive part 2 here. Yeah, I think they screwed up in sending 64 cruise set instead of a mid set. That's very interesting to me. All right, give me a second, guys. Hope you all are having a great day. All right, finally, and the part that me personally I've been waiting for is this big beastly one right here. All right, so yeah, they tape this up, which is good. It keeps everything in. Wow. Okay, let me move that there. We got Morgan Dollar right on the top in a Ziploc bag. Not what I personally recommend. 1904. Beautiful coin. 1904 is what we have there. Yeah, I got a sleeve right here, so we'll go ahead and take care of that one ASAP. All right. There you go. 1904 Good looking coin. Kind of like that run-of-the-mill mid-state 62 to 63 kind of grade range. So figure $80 for that coin there. There yet, I'll put it back in the Ziploc. I just wanted it to be in a little safe flip or whatever you call those. Okay, so these are all proof sets with a little extra added bonus, which I hope we'll get to here in short order. The proof sets I'm really not going to go through in full depth, all right? Which I know you guys probably don't want to look at the later dates. I'm more interested in those earlier 1960s dates of proof sets, which are going to be, I think, in this bundle right here. But it's always good to be on the lookout for what I consider to be like the heavy hitting coins, which include the No S 71 nickel, the No S 1990 Lincoln Cent, among a few others. So we're just going to kind of breeze through this so that way we're not going to be spending a whole boatload of time. 82, 83. And that 1990S DDO is going to be another one to look out for on the quarter. All right, so these are all 80s. Those are a hard pass. I'm not going to open up those particular sets because a lot of you already know what those look like, and they're just kind of medium to me as far as value-wise. Here's another one. These look to be maybe 80s. Let's see, or 70s rather. 76. So these will have the Ike dollars, and there are type 1, type 2s as well of this one here. Okay. This one is a type 2, skinny letters. That's what that looks like. Again, these are proof coins, guys. So make sure you're looking for errors, clash dies, rotated reverses, rotated dies rather, because those are always fun and they enhance the value of a coin through the moon. Through the moon, 77. Nothing too spectacular to look at here for 77. But that's what that looks like. They're just really nice. Really nice quality. Let's see. So they're all rotated correctly. Nothing really too crazy there. Oh yeah, and putting the little cases back into the cardboards are a little bit challenging sometimes. So 78, 79. Let's see, what date is it that we're going to look at the different type 1, type 2? Is it 81, maybe? Let's see. Oh, yeah, they got that traditional good old mint fog to it. All right, I got good news, guys. Got some good news. So it would appear that this one has I guess the more valuable type 2 Susan B. Anthony. I think the quarter and a few others are. So this is a predominantly type 2 set with the, what do they call it? Is it the Clear S? There's two different mint mark styles in this, but this is the good one right here. So that takes a proof set that normally is worth about 10 bucks and it jacks it all the way up to near $100. So I'll make a note of that one and go from there. Good one. All right, so 1980, forgot about that one. All right, so we got these here. These are your Statehood Quarter Series dates. So 2004, 05, two of those. Looks like there's no silver proof sets in here, and that's okay. So here's more 2000, 01, 02, and 03 in there as well. We have 1970, very nice. So we got more 40% silver with this one. And again, the earlier dates, look out for Cameo Frost. Ta-da, the dime Cameo. Wouldn't say that I would go and say it's a deep cameo. That's pretty frosty. Let's see what the back looks like. Yeah, not too bad. Half frost. That coin might actually get cameo consideration by a grader. But they look at both sides of the coin when they grade those out. So there needs to be a pretty decent amount of cameo contrast on the reverse as well, not just on one side. I've seen some pretty amazing one-sided cameo coins. I think it's 70 Kennedy. That's the front of it is just gorgeous cameo contrast, but when you flip it over, it's like, it's all mirrored like this quarter. So yeah, that one's close. That one's close for a cameo. Now the question is it worth it? That's kind of like the $1 million question. I think when a lot of people bought these back in the day, they weren't considering cameo contrast or some of the other intangibles, varieties, things like that. Like, see right here, the cameo on the 70 is way stronger than this one here on this dime. You have a little bit of cameo on the $50 and the nickel. And I was going to say, is the nickel rotated? No, it's just rotated in the holder, but not really rotated. If you found one that's like 90 degrees rotated, that's a big money coin. That's a coin that'll sell for like $400 or $500. You should probably always grade something like that, because that's going to help out your resale. All right, so this is 72. The quality begins to get a little bit better. Looks like a few cracks in there. Personally, the cameo contrast on some 1970s are kind of hit or miss, all the way up to 1979. So you just kind of have to be, more mindful of what's in there. So this is going to have the Ike dollar, 73. Yeah, these holders, see, they're supposed to like stand if you flip them all the way around. So they're going to stand straight up for a presentation. I think maybe 2 people actually did that back in the heyday. But there you go, there's 73. That nickel looks pretty good. I mean, the frosting looks good on all of them, but I would say the frosting on the reverse of this Ike dollar is just weak sauce. So that's 73. Let's see, 74 we'll skip. Let's look at 75 because this has more Ike dollars. And there might be a type 2. So there's the 75. These 3, and then bicentennials up here. So when we flip this over, oh, look at that. We got a type 1 Ike. I haven't done a whole lot of research if the type 1 Ike proofs are worth considerably more. I know they're quite a bit different in value-wise compared to a business strike. And it's always been like that. So if that's the case, I'll notate it. Although that one has a considerable amount of fog that will probably need to be treated with a slight little, maybe acetone dip might get rid of it. Or something that I don't personally like doing is using a little bit of Tarnex, quick dip of E-Zest, like they call it a flash dip, even on clad coins. All right, and these are 80s. So we're definitely not going to look through these. Actually, let's see. We'll look at 1990, only because there's one really nice possible DDO quarter that can be found in there. And let's see if we have a good one here. No, we don't. All right, this is just a regular, but that's what that looks like there. Got that kind of like fuchsia, presidential purple, color to it. But a couple very surprising coins that we've seen out of here, which is kind of nice. I like that. Let's see, we got some 90s and 99. So that's the first year of the Statehood quarter series right there. Unfortunately, that's not silver, because if it was silver for the 99, I believe that's still right around $100 set. So we have here the final bit of our Part 5 collection, and these are the earliest dates of proofs that we're going to look at. And they actually put in a couple of SMS sets in here, which is interesting. 69. So yeah, well, it's worth looking to see. Oh, look at that $50. Wow. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. The front of the coin can look like this, and look how mirrory the fields are. But how much you want to bet? There's absolutely no frost on the reverse. I mean, I didn't even look yet, but I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts this is going to be a halfer. Oh, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Oh, well, there's a little bit of frost on there. But the way that the graders do the grading is that they weigh both sides together on the scale to determine if whether or not it's worthy of a deep cameo contrast or a regular cameo. I could tell you this without question. This coin will probably end up with a regular cameo designation, which is cool. But if it got a deep cameo, oh, that's going to be awesome. But man, that thing is undeniably frosty. I don't even know how much that is. I haven't thought about it or considered the price of cameo before going through all these sets here, but that's got to be a pretty decent one right there. Whew. Let's take a look at that one again. Use that for the thumbnail, huh? Boom. Yeah, that's thumbnail worthy all day long right there. Okay, so that was quite the nice surprise. Here's a 68. Again, they're back with their funny as bones packaging. Yeah, all this dust and crap right here. That's all from the packaging. Again, nothing too crazy here with these coins. They, no crazy cameo or anything like that. Let's take a look at the SMS 67. Let's see if we could come away with a cameo coin here. Well, looking at the back, I don't really see anything too crazy. Yeah, nothing crazy there for cameo. '66, one of my favorite years because of the double profile or the DDO Kennedy, among a few other things to be found here. Yeah, no cameo either. These are all pretty looking coins though. Yeah, see, and the coins are rotated in the holder, so they're not really rotated. See the Kennedy there. Let's take a quick look at the Kennedy. No, this one's not the DDO. Just a good old SMS 66 Kennedy. All right, so we got those there. Ooh, I already see something cool. He actually wrote it down. And 65 Pru set, or actually SMS set. So let's see. There you go. And do not do this. Do not send in the quarter and write down on the order form and say it's a business strike, because they know if it's an SMS. Because I know the business strike 65 all the way to 67 coins are very valuable if they end up hitting mint state 67 and up. I tried doing that once by mistake, and yeah, the homie wasn't playing that. They actually sent the coin back slab, but it ended up as being SP graded. All right, so this is 64. That's what that one looks like there. This one looks like a regular Kennedy. It does not have the accented here. Let me double check. Yeah, this one's regular, it looks like. Yeah, these are always pretty. I don't see any fun. The quarter has a little bit of cameo on it, but yeah, nothing too terribly exciting. Nothing too exciting for that one. But again, a really nice set. It's always good to see a nice set where the film isn't all tore up and beat up and dirty, and the coin's all yellowed or spotted with milky white spots either. 63, right? Yep. Was it 61? Franklin half dollar is the one you want to look at for the DDR. Always a big one. No real cameo coins in there. It's 62. 62 set right there. No cameo, unfortunately. But again, very, very clean set for that one. Here is a 61. So this is the one that we're going to look up close at the Franklin. See any cameo? I don't. Maybe a little light cameo on this one here. And this is just a regular, good old Franklin. No $1,000 DDR, unfortunately. So, all right, so we have 2 sets left. One of them has a very, very special coin in there. We'll leave that one for last. 1960 Proof set. This, you also want to look at the Lincoln cent for the small over large date. And of course, look out for cameo. The quarter looks pretty good there. It's got a cameo, but not what I consider to be full deep cameo contrast. All right, so this is just decent. And it looks like a large date. You could find small date in here as well. Small date Lincolns are worth a little bit extra. Yeah, the quarter has some cameo on there for sure. Yeah, no overdate or nothing spectacular variety wise for the Lincoln. All right. All right, so for the last one, we talked about the small date. This one has a small date Lincoln. All right, I would assume that's a Lincoln because it's not going to be on any of the other coins. And it sure is. Go ahead and take a look at that. See? So it's got the short tail on the top of the 6 there. All right. Very nice. Very nice. Again, no cameo contrast, but it's always nice to see a small date Lincoln in there. That enhances the value of this particular set by about $10. It's not like it's a 70S small date, which we didn't look for. But that's it, guys, for the proof. I don't think there's anything else. I looked at this box here, and the Morgan was in there. The proof sets were in there. Set of 2 Mid-State 70 NGC $50 gold Buffaloes, 06 and 07, was not in there. Of course, you could see it scratched out. So they took that out and probably ended up selling it at some point in the past. Probably, that was something that was too good to pass up in like 2009 when the price of silver and gold shot straight up to the moon. But that's it. That is the epic mail order collection. All 5 parts. You could always go back and rewatch them. Man, this thing's almost 50 minutes long. It was a pleasure, guys. Stay tuned for the pricing videos and the inventory and spreadsheeting of all the coins here as I split everything up 4 ways. But that's going to go ahead and do it, guys. It was a pleasure. Thank you again for all of your views and support. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, post them below. I do appraisals all throughout the year, but I do like maybe 1 or so every 2 months. I used to do them more frequently, but because of my work schedule and all that stuff, because I also do e-commerce, I don't have the opportunity to do that as much as I used to. But that's going to go ahead and do it for this one. Thank you guys for tuning in on this marvelous compilation of just crazy, out of this world mail order coin stuff that personally I wouldn't have had the cojones to do myself, because we all know that the mail order and TV huckster folks charge way too much for these. But that's it. That's going to conclude this one. You guys take care. I can't even talk. Have a good one, and I will see you on the next coin video. So long.